Hello, I'm Dr. Druv and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a channel not on medicine, but all the other aspects needed to live our medicine lives. Today, we're going to cover the topic of credit score. What is a credit score? Why is it important for physicians to know? And how one can manage their credit score. So a credit score is a numerical rating that represents a person's creditworthiness. It is based on information in their credit report and is used by lenders, banks to determine the likelihood that a borrower will repay a loan or has the capacity to repay a loan. A credit score can range anywhere from 600 to as high as 900, with a higher score indicating a higher creditworthiness. There are a number of platforms like Equifax, TransUnion, Borrowell, again, not supporting or endorsing any of those companies, that help you get a credit report for free from their websites. So why is it important for physicians to know what a credit score is? Well, it is important because it can affect their ability to obtain financing for the things that we need or like to get in our lives, such as a home, such as a car, or practice, building a clinic, practice expansion. So a good credit score can help us get lower interest rates on loans, which can save us a significant amount of money, as well as headaches and hassles over time. You can see here in the picture that the credit score is made up of the payment history, which is the most important indicator, and it's important to look at that. We're going to cover how one can improve their credit score, but it's important to understand the elements of the credit score, which is payment history, the amounts owed, which make up 65% of the total, and the rest make small things like length of the credit history, new credit, and the types of credit. So you can imagine from the previous episode that I mentioned that if you're looking for credit, like shopping around for the best mortgage rate, and there are credit checks each time to get these loans, it would affect about 10% because you're looking for new credit and multiple checks are being done. And so it'll affect that particular part of the score. So how can physicians improve their credit score? So after looking at the graph there, we know that we need to do a few things, such as one of the most important things you can do is pay your bills on time. Late payments can have a negative impact on your credit score, and it also stays on your credit report depending on the country you're living in for a long period of time. And especially if you file for bankruptcy, that may stay, sometimes forever or 9 years, whatever time period the lender now wants to look at. The next important things to look at is the amount of debt that you have. So you have seen in that graph before that 35% was payment history, 30% was the amount owed. And generally, it is said that if you want to improve your credit score, you want to have less than 30% of the total debt that you have, or the amount of debt that you could take as the debt you want to use. So for example, if you have $100,000 of access to capital as a line of credit, and if you use $30,000, that's less than 33%. So one says that it's reasonable to use that amount. If you cross that number, the credit score tends to come down a little bit, but still manageable. Obviously, if you max it out, then your credit score tends to come down. And obviously, if you don't need to use the line of credit and you have it paid off, then that is wonderful. It improves your credit score really, really well. Other aspects is you can also try to reduce your debts by paying off credit card balances, loans, and other debts. Another way to improve your score is to build a positive credit history by using credit cards responsibly, paying them off on time, not applying for too many credit checks through shopping around for multiple rates, multiple loans, multiple unsecured line of credits, multiple credit cards. While the points are great, it does, however, affect your credit score. And unless you have a strategy, it's very important to keep track and measure that, look at that number. But I also want to emphasize that it sometimes causes anxiety, so it really depends on your mindset. The other important point is to use these free resources to check your credit score and dispute anything that you see that doesn't make sense for you. The identity theft is an increasing problem, and so is false reporting. And also one of the major companies, which is TransUnion and Equifax, have been breached by hackers or whatever it may be, and so it's important to keep track of that. So it's important to look at your credit report, and that's 5 minutes. So in conclusion, a credit score is an important measure of a person's creditworthiness and their ability to obtain loans or credit from the lender. And by paying your bills on time, reducing your debt, building a positive credit history, keeping credit card balances low, limiting new credit applications, a physician can improve their credit score and take advantage of lower interest rates and better loan terms. Remember to check your credit score regularly and dispute any errors you find to ensure that your credit score is accurate and reflective of your credit history. So hopefully this has added value to you and an important skill set in our capitalistic world. A few action items: if you'd like to follow the exact frameworks used by affluent physicians to take back control of their time and money, then check out the link in the description below. I make these videos because I'm passionate about fighting burnout in 10,000 physicians across the globe, and I wish that I had somebody holding my hands through this journey. Come and join a free community of like-minded physicians on a Facebook group full of free resources like cheat sheets, calculators, and everything in between to help you live the best medicine lives. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for taking care of your patients, getting educated, working those long hours, sacrificing sometimes family time. I feel privileged to be part of this profession. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next episode.